Okay, so I know a lot of people struggle with drum fills, and I thought I would make a video, especially as we've just released a sample pack full of these types of drum fills. And I want to show you how I've taken them and processed them and made them fit my mix really well, that they sound the way that they do now. Okay, so the sample pack is called Organic Afro Fills. It's this one. It's recorded in collaboration with Jeroen de Rik, who's like a world-class percussionist. He's worked with the likes of Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, and a lot more. All right, let me get into the processing and show you. So first up, we've got two different fills here that I've thrown in. And I'm using the dry fills here. There's dry and wet. But I do recommend using the dry, especially if you're planning to do your own effects, as I did here. So first up, I've got a Conger. And you'll see that whenever I place a fill into my mix, I'm always adjusting the pitch over here, trying to find where it sits best. And I recommend really doing this by ear, not by looking at the key information here, because the key of a percussion sound is really hard to determine using like key detection software or just by looking at like the frequencies that contained within percussion sound, just because there's so many frequencies that are spread out like pretty evenly over the spectrum. So yeah, doing it by ear, basically just listening and pitching to where it sounds good is the right way to do it. So let me just show you like the before and after with this Conger Fill. Kind of has this character about it that just doesn't quite sit nicely in the mix. Like it sounds a bit like something's out, something doesn't feel right. And so what I did is I put it on Complex Pro so that we can keep the original formants, and it's not shifting the formants up. It kind of it's something that you just need to experiment with and see what sounds better. All right, so pitching this up, basically I would just keep doing this until I hear it sounding right. Like +1 sounds a bit better, but I went up more. And then at +5, it finally feels to me like, oh, it's sitting really nicely over there. And then I've got a echo on there. And so the echo has a lot of reverb on it. We got dotted notes and just normal eighth notes combination, so there's like lots of effects on here and it gets really crazy, but in the mix I think it works really well. Okay, and then we go into this djembe fill, and again here I've gone +10, and I want to show you I'm just going to turn these off so we don't hear that delay continuing for so long. But let me just show you how this sounded before the pitching. It doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound great either. So here we go, start pitching it up. Like to me, +3 also sounds good here, but I just went higher and higher. I kind of just felt like it would sound better higher up, so that's why I kept on going. +10, what I like about it is it's like, it sounds in key to me, and it's also nice and high, so it's easy to mix. It's not sitting down where those guitars and where everything else is, so it's not like really muddying up the mix or fighting with anything else. All right, and then I've got a ton of effects here, cutting out some lower end. Got OTT and echo, and the OTT is also like kind of squashing those mids down and just making it a bit brighter. It's only mixed in at 55%, but if I turn it all the way up, you'll hear more of what it's doing. Cool. Back to 55. And then again, this echo with a lot of reverb. Here I've also filtered the echo, and the left and right are synced, and we're doing ping pong. So this seems like a lot, especially when I bring in that delay, And when you solo it, it sounds like a lot. But in the mix, I think it works really well. It kind of keeps that fill, the character of fill running through the track. It's rhythmic and it sounds nice. So yeah, that's how that sounds. Okay, and then through the rest of this track, I'm kind of just choosing similar sounds. So here I've used the djembe a lot and the timbali a lot. So here's djembe, and then the mini timbales here. You can see here, this is like a whole file, and I've just cut out 2 hits from there. I think this one sounds really nice too. Yeah, you can see I've pitched it up 3 semitones, and very similar processing chain. Back at its original pitch. Doesn't quite sit nicely, in my opinion. And then we got some more timbali hits over here. Again, just chopping out small sections and like connecting them together. This is all just experimentation. There's no like rule or theory or anything that I'm following. It's just what sounds cool to me. I'm just kind of chopping them up. And what's nice about working with like real fills that people have actually played is that you're going to get these sort of natural off-grid kind of placements here. Like this one isn't like hitting on the grid perfectly, so it's not very robotic. Neither is this one. And this is what you would get if you were using a real player. Okay, so that's the fills for this track. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you grabbed the pack, thank you very much. That helps support the channel. And I'll see you in some more tutorials. I plan on doing a lot more this year.